ADHD, menopause, and early cognitive decline share almost the exact same symptoms. Brain fog, word recall, depression, trouble focusing. Same list, 3 different causes, 3 completely different treatments. And right now, ADHD is the most common diagnosis, but it is not the only explanation. This week, I found a neuroscientist who ran the first brain scans of women going through menopause. What she found changes everything on how you should think about every one of those symptoms. I'm going to break down our research and hopefully present it in a way that is practical. Then I'm going to rate it so you know how easy it is to actually implement into your life.
Before menopause, there's a lot less red and yellow and a lot more green.
What does that mean? Because it kind of looks like some of the lights are going off.
Yes, no, exactly. That's a really good interpretation. What that means, quantitatively, that's a 30% drop in brain energy levels, which means that your neurons are able, they have access to the sugar, to the glucose, but they're not burning it as fast or perhaps as efficiently as they used to before going through menopause. No.
People don't know this?
No, people don't know this.
That is Dr. Lisa Mosconi. She is a neuroscientist at Weill Cornell Medicine in New York and the director of the Woman's Brain Initiative. She's published over 150 scientific papers, and she sat down on the Diary of a CEO podcast and showed brain scans that I have not been able to stop thinking about. Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a nationally board certified health and wellness coach, and every week I find health research that matters. I break it down and then give it an implementation rating so you know how practical it actually is to use in your life. If that sounds useful, subscribe to the channel. I also write a weekly newsletter where I go deeper into these topics. There's always going to be a link in the description. Here is what Dr. Mosconi showed. A brain scan of a woman going through menopause. Before the transition, the scan was bright red, active, lit up, and then frame by frame, the red started turning yellow, and the yellow turned to green. And by the time she was postmenopausal, the whole scan was dim. That dimming is a 30% drop in brain energy. Not function, not IQ, energy. Your neurons still have access to glucose. They just stop burning it as efficiently. The fuel is there, the engine slows down. She showed 3 brain scans of women, 1 pre, 1 peri, and 1 post-menopausal, all the same age. Their brains looked completely different. 30%, that number kept coming back to me, because it explains what is happening to millions of women who have been told it is ADHD or anxiety or depression. Up to 62% of women going through menopause will experience brain fog. And for most of them, no one has explained why. This is not aging, this is menopause.
And the vast majority of women will experience brain symptoms or neurological symptoms during menopause. So when women say that they're having hot flashes, night sweats, insomnia, anxiety, depression, brain fog, 2/3 of all women going through menopause experience brain fog and memory lapses. And those symptoms, yes, they are related to menopause, but they have nothing to do with the ovaries. Those are brain symptoms. They are neurological symptoms that come from the ways that menopause changes the brain.
I want you to hear that again. Hot flashes, brain fog, insomnia, depression, those are brain symptoms. Your brain runs on estrogen. It is what pushes your neurons to burn fuel that keeps blood flowing to your brain. When estrogen starts fluctuating in perimenopause and then drops off after menopause, the brain loses its primary energy source, and that shifts everything downstream. So why is this not being caught? Well, doctors are trained to look at symptoms and pair them with either a pharmacological or surgical solution. That is what Western medicine teaches, and it works well for a lot of things. But here is the problem. ADHD, menopause, and mild cognitive decline all show up as the same symptoms. And most of the time, the doctor stops at the first diagnosis that fits: ADHD. Getting to the real cause requires further digging, testing, and quite frankly, a little more education. Our medical system is good at understanding body systems: your cardiovascular system, your skeletal system, your digestive system. But here, the reality is we don't know much about the brain. And I really think this is the new frontier of science. That's why, for me, it matters to take a top-down approach to health. First, we focus on your brain. I have a family history of Alzheimer's. That's why I started looking into this research, and it's why I started this channel. If you're finding this information useful, please subscribe. I do this every week. Here's what the research says you can do. 4 things. First, move your body. Moderate intensity, 3 to 5 times a week. Dr. Mosconi's research shows that cardiovascular exercise helps most with brain fog and hot flashes. Strength training supports metabolic activity, bone mass, and mood. You don't have to crush yourself when you work out. Zone 2 is actually at the top of the peak of the curve. This is the level, zone 2, that you can talk, but you can't sing. So speed walking counts, air squats count. You just need to be consistent. Here is the number that got me. Women who are physically fit in midlife have a 30% lower risk of dementia than women who are sedentary. Dr. Mosconi said it herself. If I had a pill that could reduce your risk of dementia by 30%, I would be rich and everyone would buy it. Her prescription is movement. Second, protect your deep sleep. This is where the brain cleans itself. Your brain has a cleaning system called the glymphatic system, but it only turns on during deep sleep. When you miss that window, the waste products associated with Alzheimer's do not get cleared up. They build up. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is brain maintenance. Third, you need to eat for your brain. A Mediterranean-style diet is linked to better outcomes for women's brain health in particular. Leafy greens, chicken, fish, olive oil, legumes. This is not an expensive diet. This is just real whole food. The specific finding that got my attention: a diet rich in legumes and fatty fish is associated with later onset of menopause by up to 3 years. Now, the standard American diet pulls that onset earlier by 3 to 4 years. So that is actually a 7-year swing based on just your diet alone. That's what Dr. Mosconi's data is showing. Fourth and finally, talk to your doctor about hormones. Dr. Mosconi shows that hormone replacement therapy works best for your brain if you start within a 10-year window of your final menstrual period. So timing really does matter. A lot of women were scared off hormones by a study in the early 2000s, but that study tested women in their 70s and 80s long after the menopausal hormone window had closed. Today, our approach is different. Lower doses, bioidentical, transdermal. Dr. Mosconi is running a clinical trial right now on a designer estrogen that targets the brain and leaves breast tissue alone entirely. That's the research going on at Weill Cornell. It's really worth watching and staying informed about. But here's what I keep coming back to. The same transition that causes the fog also triggers the brain's ability to adapt. Dr. Mosconi's 2021 study of 161 women showed that the brain changes during perimenopause actually reversed after menopause. Memory and cognition performance actually improved. She put it simply, the brain has the ability to find a new normal after menopause, at least in most women. The brain rewires, it fights back. but the research says it fights back better when you give it something to work with. Movement, sleep, food, the right questions at your doctor's office. So let me rate this. I look at 3 things when I give an implementation rating. First, affordability. Next, ease of implementation. And lastly, the strength of the evidence provided. So for affordability, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Movement is free. Zone cardio is simply speed walking often. The Mediterranean diet is leafy greens, chicken, fish, olive oil, whole foods, nothing that is too overly expensive. And sleep, well, sleep costs nothing. And even the hormone conversation just starts by asking your doctor. So there might be some cost involved, but I'm still giving it a 5 out of 5. Ease of implementation, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. The movement and diet pieces are straightforward. Most people can start those today. Sleep is harder for some people, and getting a doctor to have a real conversation about hormones, well, sometimes that can have some friction. But overall, her information is accessible. And if you're looking at that 4 out of 5 and thinking, I don't know where to start, well, as a health coach, that's what I do. I help you implement strategies in your life. There's a link in the bio to book a complimentary call with me. And lastly, for the evidence strength, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Dr. Mosconi has over 150 published papers. She has brain scans. She has a 2021 study of 161 women with a 2-year follow-up window. She has specific numbers on every claim, which is strong and well-documented research. The overall implementation rating for Dr. Lisa Mosconi's menopause brain research, it gets a 4.7 out of 5. And here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Please look at your health holistically. Think about how it would change if you put more emphasis on brain health than a number on a scale or what you typically think as being healthy. That shift in your perspective is where this starts. If you find this useful, subscribe to the channel. I break down health research like this every week and give it a rating so you know what is actually worth implementing. I also write a newsletter that goes deeper on these topics. There's a link in the description. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next week.